jihad, amr bil maruf, nahy anil munkar. Number 9, tawalla, sometimes it is called tawalli. And number 10, tabarra or tabari. These are the 10 important things in our religion. If you know these things, you are a scholar of the religion. If you act upon these things, you are the one who is called successful. But if a person is not aware about these things, so for him it is very difficult to act upon these roots and this religion, the roots and the branches. Now when we say roots of religion, ulama says there is no taqleed in roots of religion. Taqleed means to follow. But when we say taqleed, we mean to follow the person who is most learned. And this is not only in religion, everywhere. If I see in a town there is a doctor, a medical doctor, who is very professional, very learned, and he is specialist. He has a specialization in one field. Let's suppose he is a cardiologist. So he's a heart specialist. Now my Aqeel says that if I have some problem, a medical problem, I should go to the one who is most learned, who is the best. Same is the case here. When we say taqleed, taqleed means to learn religion from the one who knows more than us, who is learned, who knows about the religion more than me. But when it comes to roots of religion, when it comes to usul al-din, there is no taqleed in it. And taqleed doesn't make any sense in usul al-din. How? Why? How come? For example, Tawheed means oneness of Allah. I don't need to follow anyone for this. I have to believe that Allah is one. If the whole world, all the maraji, all the ulama of the world gather together and they say, no, Nauzubillah Mazra, just an example, that there is no Tawheed, still I'm not going to believe in them. Why? Because this is something where there is no taqleed. I don't have to listen in this section, in this thing. I'm not allowed to listen to other people. Same is the case with Nabuwa. Have you seen anyone from the scholars or from the ordinary people who say, oh, there were no prophets? We don't believe in prophets. No, there is no taqleed in it. Allama Hilli, rahmatullah alayhi, which was one of the most famous scholars and ulama of our school, he has a book about aqaid. The name of the book is Sharh Babi Hadi Ashar. And this is the book which is taught in the Hausa. It's a course book. He writes in this book, which is about beliefs about aqaid, he says, بِالدَّلِيلِ وَلَا بِالتَّقْلِيدِ. You need to understand usul al-din with proof, with dalil, not with taqleed. But when it comes to Farooh al-din, when it comes to the branches of religion, there I need taqleed. Why? Because I'm not a mujtahid. I don't have the time that to go and spend a lot of years in order to understand the ahkam of salah, and in order to understand the ahkam of hajj, or in order to understand ahkam of jihad and khums. So what I do in this case, I do taqleed. I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made for us obligatory to pray 5 times a day. But then I don't know in detail that if I am traveler, I'm musafir, what should I do? I should pray in full or I have to pray qasr? That is to shorten it. Or some people say, no, if you are a traveler, you need to shorten the 4 rakah, the 4 units into 2. Okay, but who is a musafir? How many kilometers? Some Muslims say, oh, we don't have the concept of qasr, we don't need to. Why? Because in the time of the Holy Prophet, they used to ride camels and horses. Now we are riding aeroplanes and the modern cars. So what? There is no concept of safar and no musafir, no travel. Some say, no, you have to shorten the 4 rakah prayer into 2 when you are a traveler. Okay, how many kilometers? I don't know. 8 farsakh. How much is 1 farsakh? How many kilometers? 44 kilometers. From where to count? From my home? No. From where? From Hadd Tarakhus. What is Hadd Tarakhus? Now see, a simple thing which is salah, there are so many things in it. I don't know about Hadd Tarakhus. I don't know about the other ahkam in detail. So there I need to follow someone who knows more than me. And that is a mujtahid, and that is a marja. He will tell me, this is the meaning of tarakhus. From here you have to count. Then there are exceptions. There are some places where if you want to do qasr you can. And there are places where if you want to do full, to pray in full, still it is okay. Like in Makkah and Medina, you have a choice. So, see, if I am not aware about those things, I don't know whether I have this choice or not. They say there are 4 places where you have a choice of praying in full or shortening it into 2. One is Makkah. Some says where the Harram is situated. Others says no, the whole city of Makkah, you have this choice. Medina, Masjid Nabawi? No, the whole city of Medina. Masjid Kufa, 3rd place where you have the choice. And number 4, the Harram of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So these things need taqleed. But usul-e-deen, imamat, I don't need to ask someone whether I should follow imam or not. I have to. This is the list of usul-e-deen and furu-e-deen. Now the third point. The third point is that from among these 5 roots of religion, the most important is Tawheed, which means to believe that Allah exists and He is one. He doesn't have any partners, He doesn't have any son. In the world, if you see the population of the world, the biggest population in the world today is atheists, or those who don't believe in religion. Then the second most populated people in the world are Christians, more than Muslims. And most of them believe that God the Almighty, na'udhu billah wa ma'adallah, He had a son. So, oneness of Allah, Tawheed, means that those who are atheists, who don't believe in God, according to our faith, according to us, they are not monotheists, they are polytheists or atheists without any religion, or they have God but not one, they have many gods. Poly means more, mono means one. Again we see that from among those who believe that God exists, but they should believe that He has no son, He has no wife, He has no father, and no one is equal to Him. Tawheed is so important, in my opinion. The most important matter which a person should know with belief is Tawheed, is the oneness of God. Why? Because everything is created by Him. If we don't know about His attributes, if we don't know whether He exists or not, then what we are doing here, we are eating, drinking, sleeping, working, and we don't know about our Creator. And we don't know about His sifat, about his attributes. In my opinion, this is not allowed for a person that he eats the sustenance, the rizq of Allah, and he doesn't know about his attributes, about awsaf of Allah, about his asma'ul husna, the beautiful names which he has. And what is the meaning of these beautiful names? So the most important thing, and this should be discussed in the majalises, in the different programs about Tawheed, about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the beginning. We believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. Some people, they don't believe in God. They say, oh, we don't need to have a God. Like as I mentioned, atheists. But we Muslims, alhamdulillah, we should know and we should believe that Allah is there, and that is the presence of Allah, the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proved with aql, logic, and this is something which I should know from rational point of view that Allah exists.
Narae Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Narae Risalat, Ya Rasulullah. Narae Haidari, Ya Ali. Salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists. Some people say, how you are going to prove? We said you have to believe in one entity which is called wajibul wujud. His wujud, his existence is wajib. You say, well, then why Allah? Why not matter? Why not the gases? Why not the other matter? Why God? You say, okay, you name that entity as a matter, I name that entity as God. And you see that what is the difference? Oh, we believe in a theory called Big Bang. What is this theory? Oh, there was long ago, million and million years ago, in the universe there were different gases, hydrogen, oxygen, and different kinds of gases. They all had a chemical reaction. Because of this chemical reaction, there was a Big Bang. And because of that, the universe came into being, and slowly, in this universe, animals came. One of the animals was called ape or monkey. And then the human beings from that animal, etc., etc. Darwin is a famous person who had this theory and others. We say this is not possible. A Big Bang, how can something happens without in the interference of another person? I have a piece of paper in my pocket. Or just take the example of this piece of paper which Brother gave it to me to recite these names and recite Fatiha for them. These writings on this piece of paper, they cannot come by themselves. Someone has to write it. Simple thing. This is a piece of paper, and there is names are written on it. But there must be someone who has written these names. And that is Brother Tasawwur. If I say no, these writings without a person who wrote it, without Tasawwur, these writings came by itself. You will believe this? Nothing in the universe can come by itself. There should be someone for that. So how come this universe, this beautiful big universe, and the galaxies and the stars and the planets, we only know about our earth, we even don't know about our earth. If we go in the cosmos, we will see things which are more complicated than our earth. The stars which are 100 times, 1,000 times bigger than our earth. And they are so far that if you want to reach there, maybe it will take you 1 million years to reach there. This is universe. Do you think these things come by itself? No. There must be someone who is the planner and engineer, the one who is architect, the one who is very powerful, and because of that powerful being, this universe comes. So the first proof, if I want to know about the existence of Allah, God, is I should see around myself. There was an old lady, in the olden times, the people used to make threads in order to make clothes from that. So first we have to make thread. And for the thread there was a small machine. Today it is different. I'm talking about long ago, when there was a small machine which has a handle, and when you use that handle, the thread was made in that machine. An old lady was working and making threads in the machine. Someone asked her, "Oh lady, do you believe in God?" He said, "Yes." "How will you prove that God exists?" So she was working on the handle of the machine in order to make thread. She removed her hand from the machine and told him, "Let's see, is this machine working now?" He said, "No, the machine stopped." "Why?" "Because you removed your hand from the machine." So she says, when I remove my hand from this small machine, a small machine cannot work by itself. It needs my help. How come the whole universe is working without a creator, without Allah, when a small machine cannot work by itself? And then when a person looks towards him, the systems which are in the body, the complicated systems, they are so perfect that no one other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make these systems. Just look at your eye. The eye is camera. What is the size of your eye? A small, maybe 1 inch, half inch. 1 inch. But with this half inch, you see a lot of things. The whole room is in your eye. Eye is a small object. This big room, not only big room, go out of the room and you will see the road, the cars, the sky, grass. In one small object, you can see so many big things. That might be the reason that we read in the hadith, "Man arafa nafsa, faqad arafa rabbah." When you know yourself, it will take you to Allah, then you will know Allah. From yourself, you will know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Embryology. We have a very famous doctor in Toronto. I'm not sure whether he lives in Kitchener, Waterloo, and he's teaching in the University of Waterloo. He's a very famous scientist, a very famous doctor. Recently he had research on embryology, how the birth of a child takes place, and from how many stages a child goes through. Quran has mentioned these stages. And he says that these stages which are mentioned in the Holy Quran are exactly same what science says today. And he is astonished and surprised that how come 1,400 years ago, Quran has mentioned about the stages from which a child goes in the womb of the mother, and these are according to the science and according to the medicine. So this is Allah. This is all-powerful Allah who knows who is in the womb. He is Musawwir. Musawwir means the one who makes. He makes in the womb of the mother the child, whether the child color, which color the child has, from which race he is. He knows what is in the womb of the mother, male or female, I don't know. Maybe in the advanced stages, when it goes to the 6th, 7th or 8th month, then through sonography, it will be able. I will be able to know about the sex and the gender of the child which is in the womb of the mother. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. And He knows what is in the womb of the mother, a male or a female. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala existence. This is how great He is. And then the fourth point is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala oneness. Okay, now we believe that there is a creator. But why you believe that He is one? Why not two? Why not three? Maybe there are more than one. As the polytheist says, this is the God and His responsibility is mountains and rivers. This is the God of seas. This is the God of air. This is the God of wind, etc., etc. Why one? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given an answer in the Holy Quran. He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, لَوْ كَانَ فِيهِمَا آلِهَةٌ إِلَى اللَّهِ لَفَسَدَتَا. If there was more than one God in the universe, the planning which you see, this planning will not be there. لَفَسَدَتَا fasad. There will be corruption in the heavens and on the earth, but we see there is no corruption, everything is perfect. Order. In Arabic we say burhan and nazm. Nazm means everything is organized. When we see everything organized, the water flowing, the sun comes out on the time, then there is day, there is night. Everything is organized. There is no possibility that for one day there will be no sun or there will be no air, the wind will stop blowing. There will be no oxygen. These things are not possible. So this shows that when everything is in a perfect order, there is only one person who is doing that. Otherwise, the order which we see in the universe, the organization, the nazm which we see, this points that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. And if a person associates anyone with Him as partner, this is called shirk. And shirk is, Ya bunayya inna shirk la dhulmun azim. The tremendous wrong is to associate someone with Allah in worship, that he is with Allah. There are two, there are three, there are four. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says that I am afraid about you people, about Muslims, about my ummah, that they will do shirkul asghar, the minor shirk. Someone asked him, Ya Rasulullah, what is shirkul asghar? What is the minor shirk? The Holy Prophet said, there is a major shirk and there is a minor shirk. Major shirk is to worship someone beside Allah, which you will not do. Why? Because it doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense to worship someone beside Allah. This is a tremendous wrong. The Holy Prophet said, I'm not afraid for you people that you will worship someone beside Allah, but I am afraid for you people that you will do shirkul asghar, the minor shirk. Ya Rasulullah, what is shirkul asghar? He said, ar-riya, showing off, doing things not for Allah but for people. This is shirk, but shirkul asghar. Shirk has many types. And a person is not aware. Again, the Holy Prophet says, you will not know and you will start doing shirk. How? The Holy Prophet gives an example. He says there are certain shirk which is like a black ant, insect, ant. The color of the ant is black. A black ant crawling on a black surface in the black night. Who will see that black ant on the black surface in the black night? He says the shirk will enter into you like this. Riya is a shirk. Asking any person besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also is a minor shirk. We do that knowingly and unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally we do that. I'll give you one simple example for the youth, the children. You have heard about that big cruise, the ship which drowned in Atlantic Ocean 100 years ago, Titanic. Titanic was a big ship where 1,000 people can travel. In 1912, almost 100 years ago, when this ship was built, the person who built the ship, he said, now this is ready to go. 1,000 people went on in the ship and it started sailing. Before Titanic started sailing, he says, now I can see who can drown and sink this ship. Such a magnificent ship which I have made, and how I designed it, how I made it. Now, when this big ship, which was designed by a person, and he says that this is something which is tremendous and known, and this can, no one can drown this, and this ship is not going to sink. That ship hit a hidden glacier, iceberg, which was in the water. And that big ship, which he said no one can drown it was divided into two pieces. It broke in the middle. The ship broke in the middle and it drowned, killing so many people. This is an example of shirk. If I was at his place making such a big ship, Titanic, I would say, Inshallah, this ship will go to the destination. Inshallah, if Allah wants. But I'm saying no. If Allah wants or Allah doesn't want, I have done this and it will sail. This is shirk. And you see what happened. So, brothers and sisters, I have to see the time. Also, there are many things to discuss with many examples. We believe that God exists. We believe that God is one. And if the Aimma, the prophets first, and the Imams were not there, we would not have known Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like we know Him. They have introduced to us Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A man came to 6th Imam alayhi salam and said, he said, you believe that God is the creator. I don't believe in any creator whose name is God or Allah. But I believe that I am also creator. I can also create. He says, the Imam alayhi salam asked him, okay, what you have created? He says, I have created worms, insects. So what he did was, he said, the Imam asked him, how did you do that? How did you create the worms? He said, I took a pot. I put some earth in it, and then I mixed some water with it, and I put it under the sun. In 1 week time, I saw there were worms in it. So I am the creator of the worms. It was me who took a pot. It was me who took earth. It was me who put water, and then I put it under the sun. And with this, I was able to create insects. Imam alayhi salam says, okay, you are the creator of these worms? He said, yes. Imam alayhi salam asked him, okay, tell me how many of these worms are male and how many of them are female? He said, I don't know about that. Then how you are the creator? If you are the creator, you should know about the gender of what you have created. So with this, Aimma alayhimus salam, with their debates with the atheists, we see that how the Salam, they told us and show us about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Last point, and after that we go for the Masai part, are the attributes of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has many attributes which are called sifat. Some of them are called sabutiyya, some are called salbiyya. These sifat are many, but the foremost and the most important one is adl. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just. Whatever He does is with justice. He Himself says, Inna Allah ya'muru bil-adli wal-ihsan wa ita'i zil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal-munkari wal-baghi ya'idhukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. I'dilu huwa aqrabu li-taqwa. Adala, He Himself. Inna Allah la yukhlifu al-mi'ad. What is the meaning of adala and adl for Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will treat everyone with justice. If I am doing good deeds, I will see the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If someone is doing bad deeds, then they will see the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is adl. This is not possible that I do good deeds and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts me in Jahannam. And someone like Yazid, there is no possibility for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put Yazid into paradise, Jannah. No, because he is adl, he is adil. If he will do this, then we cannot say that Allah is adil. Bani Umayyah, they spread these rumors and say, no, we are the rulers because Allah wants this. Like Ibn Ziyad, when he told to Imam al-Islam, the fourth Imam, he said, see what Allah did to your father and to you. Imam said, no. Allah did not do these things to me and my father. You and your people did that. Allah is adil. And the Sayyida said, وَمَا رَأَيْتُ إِلَّا جَمِيلًا. I can't see anything except good. How can you say that? So, Allah is adil. And then His attributes. One of His attributes is that He is Rahim. He is all merciful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rahman. He is Hayy. He is Qayyum. Now the words of the Quran which I recited, Ayatul Kursi. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum. La ta'khudhuhu sinah wa la nawm. He is Allah. He is eternal. He does not sleep. Even He does not sleep a half sleep. Full sleep and half sleep. No. He is eternal. He is alive. And His kursi, His seat, is so big that it is almost the size of the heavens and the earth. So it doesn't mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a seat like the seat on which I am sitting. No. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ سَمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَسِعَ إِلْمُهُ وَسِعَ قُدْرَتُهُ. Allah's ilm, Allah's qudrat, power is so high that it is almost the whole universe is under that power. This is the meaning of kursiyuhu, the kursi of Allah. The majlis is now coming towards the end. Let me finish it very quickly because tomorrow I have to discuss another important topic, and that is about imamah. So Allah's power is, and His ilm, His knowledge is everywhere. Quran says, وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلِكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. When the God will come, the malaika will stand in the rows, in line. Allah doesn't have a physical shape. وَجَاءَ أَمْرُ رَبِّكَ وَالْمَلِكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. When the order of your Allah will come, everyone will be in the line. They will listen to the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come with his feet. We don't believe in the physical body of Allah. As the Christians, the Jews, they believe in his physical body, and unfortunately, some of the Muslims also believe. Whenever you want to enter into debate with the other Muslims, and they say that you, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, you have this belief, you tell them that, okay, what is your belief about God? Some of them will say that God has a body. They are called Tajsini. According to our school of thought, they are najis. Shia Imami Aqeel is God doesn't have a body, a physical body. Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn al-Qayyim, these are the two people who are the founders of Wahhabi school of thought. The Salafi Wahhabi. They have written in their books that Allah has a physical body. Shia Aqeel, no. We Shia believe that you can't see God. Laysa kamithlihi shay. There is nothing in the world like him. La yudrikuhu al-absar. Absar means the eyes cannot see him. Lan tarani ya Musa. Oh Musa, no one can see me. But some of the Muslims, they believe that no, we have seen God in dream. You can't see God in dream. Some says, oh, I went to Makkah, I did Tawaf, and I did Hajj, then I went to Medina, I did the Ziyarat of the Holy Prophet. Now, on the Day of Judgment, I will see God. In Jannah, I will see, I will meet him, I will shake hands with him, I will eat food with him. This is not possible. Shia ulama, Shia Aqeel, this is not possible to see God. God doesn't have jism. If you believe that he has a jism, these people are called najis. They are not Muslims. They are kharijan in Islam. Those who believe that God has a physical body. And they see and they have riwayat about this. But we, alhamdulillah, our riwayat is very clear about Allah and his sifat. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allah, salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, tonight is the second night of Muharrum al-Harram. That night is when Imam Hussain alayhi salam reached Karbala. But before that, when Imam Hussain alayhi salam was leaving Medina, he made a caravan. In this caravan, Imam Hussain alayhi salam took children with him. Imam Hussain alayhi salam took ladies. There were youths with Imam Hussain alayhi salam. This caravan was now leaving Medina towards Mecca. Imam Hussain alayhi salam is now going to Mecca. Why? Because Yazid was asking for allegiance. And for Imam Hussain alayhi salam it is not possible to pay allegiance. Not only for Imam Hussain, he said, Misli La yubayi'u mislo. Not me, Hussain, but the one who is my follower, he will also not do bay'ah and allegiance to Yazid and the likes of Yazid. Now Imam Hussain went to the grave of his grandfather Rasulullah. Why? Because Imam Hussain he wants to say farewell to his grandfather, the Holy Prophet. Imam Hussain went to Masjid Nabawi and he sat near the grave of the Holy Prophet. Jaddi ya Rasulullah, Hussain has to leave your city. Hussain has to go. Why? Because Yazid is asking for a bay'ah. And for me this is not possible to do bay'ah. Ya Rasulullah, give me permission to leave Medina. Ravi says that Imam Hussain alayhi salam, he went into sleep. He was sitting beside the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and there he went into sleep. He saw in the dream his grandfather Rasulullah is saying, Bunayya ya Hussain, my son Hussain, I'm waiting for you. Come towards me. I want to see you. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, he got up from the dream. He went to the grave of his mother Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha. He said farewell to Fatima Zahra alayha salam. Then he went to the grave of his brother Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam. After taking farewell from Imam Hassan Mujtaba, now the caravan is ready. Muhammad ibn Hanafiya came forward and said, Ya Abu Abdullah, don't leave Medina. Why you are leaving Medina? What is the purpose? Imam Hussain alayhi salam gave him answer. He says, Oh brother Muhammad,